wings. It's free, it's the key, it's for you and me, you and me. So let's discover love's great wonder. Let's discover the spell we are under. With Mililli, love. Hello, I'm Merlin, Mililli. Welcome to the Love Show, where we grapple with the question, what is love? Today we want to know, are songs love? Songs are music, right? Or are they? Last week we asked, are musicians love? And we did find some paradoxes. We found that it is possible that some musicians don't make music. And some music isn't really music. But that all of it and those that create it are love. A while back, we made a show that proved that music is love. Though we questioned if all music was love. For instance, songs about hate, are those love too? But we found that yes, all music is love, even if it's about hate. So, are all songs music? This Love Show Sunday is also Easter. So happy Easter. Easter is a big day in my family. I was raised Catholic. Easter is a big day for Catholics. According to Christianity, it's the day that Jesus rose from the dead after being crucified. My mom used to say, if you sing in church, you pray twice. So are church songs love? Uh-oh. Are we getting into those secular versus non-secular weeds again? I'm still not sure I understand all of that nonsense. As far as I can tell, secular is non-church sponsored, and non-secular is church sponsored. It's very confusing. Of course, that got all muddied up when white Christians decided that black churches and black Christians and black music were secular. And as far as I can tell, secular just became a nice white Christian way of saying black. Now, given the region he lived in, most likely Jesus was at least brown, if not actually black himself. Jesus. He certainly wasn't Christian, and he was not white. He wasn't Catholic. He was raised Jewish. Leaky studio. Did you see that? There was a drop. I don't know if I got in the shot, but I heard it and I saw it. Sorry. Have you seen the meme that's gone by on social media where it says Christ wasn't Christian, Buddha wasn't Buddhist, Muhammad wasn't Muslim? They were all teachers who all taught love. Love. Therefore, I think all churches might be love. Another love show, for sure. I think we can safely say that all church music is love. I mentioned a minute ago that my mom used to say, when you sing in church, you pray twice. We found prayer to be love here on the Love Show. So surely all of that is love. Church songs, all things churchy. Well, no. That's not true, is it? We have found the truth to be love. We have also found love to be light, and we found Jesus to be love. The church says that Jesus is the truth and the light. I guess they're right about some things. We know now that much of the Christian church is not love if you shine the light on the truth. There was many a child harmed by things churchy in my generation. I'm Generation X. We survived on hose water and neglect. Nothing could damage us. Yet many things churchy did. The neglect, and in some cases, even the hose water, did damage us. We are quite the damaged goods, Generation X. All of us are kind of messed up. So I say I was raised Catholic. I went to Catholic school. I used to go to church every Sunday. I received my communion, but not my confirmation. And now I consider myself a druid, an earth worshiper. My Merlin title is the name I go by now and the stage name I use for my music, but Merlin is really my religious station. I was a druid high priestess for 20 years, and now I'm a Merlin. As far as I know, I'm the only female Merlin in the whole world. maybe even ever. I'm not sure if there were other female Merlins. And that's Merlin. Exactly like the wizard. This time of year, the Druids celebrate, or just celebrated, the vernal equinox, the beginning of spring. The Druids sing songs of spring in the forest. Particularly in spring, because it's something to sing about, right? It's spring is here, finally has arrived. I was asked recently if I consider my walks in the woods church. And I do. My Aunt Mary Alice is a devout Catholic. She raised 7 children and spent a lot of time at church. When things got too crazy in her house, she'd go to church. Raising just my 3, but with friends and other family, it feels like a lot more. But as I raised 3 kids, I did the same thing with the forest that my aunt did with the church. It was my sanctuary. It was where I went when I was overwhelmed. And I still do it. When I'm overwhelmed by my house, I go out to the forest with my dog and enjoy a nice walk in the trees. And I pray. And I talk to the mountain and my spirit guides and the birds. The birds sing songs. Are birds songs love? We have found nature to be love here at the Love Show. So I'm going to say yes. Birds' songs are love. So bird songs are love, church songs are love, but are all songs love? Are all songs music even? My favorite verses of the Bible are the Song of Songs. It's in the Song of Solomon in the Old Testament. It's not music. I have always wanted to set it to music, but it is not music. The Song of Solomon is not music. The Old Testament is not Catholic. It's not ignored by Catholicism, but they mostly follow the New Testament. The Jewish faith follow the Old Testament. Muslims also follow the stories of the Old Testament. It's funny how all of these holy books follow the same stories about the same people in the same region of the world in the same time period, but we can't seem to come together on anything because some old men long ago agreed that we're all different and they agreed on different versions of the same story. As far as I can see, it is just a matter of points of view. Same stuff went down, different people wrote about it. And then there were people who came in and changed things, like Constantine and kings. And they changed what the Old Testament said, they changed what the New Testament said. So it's a matter of points of view. Whether it be Constantine's or some kings or Paul's or Peter's or Jesus's. As a Druid, I respect all other faiths by learning as much about them as I can. Especially as a Merlin, which is a holy person of sorts. I think all holy people should study other faiths so as to teach tolerance to their flock or their people. The Song of Songs, in my opinion, is about a wedding ceremony. I feel that it is and has always been about Jesus's wedding ceremony. Jesus's wedding to Mary Magdalene. In the Old Testament, Jesus in the Jewish Holy Book, Jesus in the Muslim Holy Stories. Now, Jesus did not follow the Jewish faith he was raised in. He believed in love. Back then, any woman who had relationships with men out of wedlock was referred to as a prostitute. So when people refer to Mary Magdalene as a prostitute, I think that is how that reference came about. But she was not a prostitute. Because she was married to Jesus. But his marriage was considered secular because it was not done by the temple. And the Jewish community at large did not recognize their marriage. Though they did seem to document it, albeit 100 years later in heavy disguise as the Song of Songs. Jesus was a descendant of David. David is all over the Old Testament. I think the Song of Songs talks about love. I think the Song of Songs is somewhat of a love song. And I think the Song of Songs is love. But I do not think that the Song of Songs is music. Because it's not. It isn't. Song of Solomon isn't music. The Song of Songs isn't music. In that, I don't think it matters if a song is music. Because I also think that all songs are love. Secular, non-secular, music, not music, bird, human, all songs, kids, are love. Love! I really don't know too many Easter songs besides Here Comes Peter Cottontail, which, by the way, is also love. But I'll spare you the Peter Cottontail. I hope you all have a happy and safe Ramadan. A wonderful Passover. A fantastic Easter. And a stellar spring. I hope that whatever you celebrate, that you celebrate love. Remember to celebrate those that you love. So musicians of all faiths, who we proved to be love last week, next time someone asks you to write them a love song, you tell them all songs are love songs. Because they are. So all songs are indeed love. I love you. Thanks for watching. Have an extraordinary week. A Mililli Studios production.